In the previous video, we looked at mitosis and we appreciate how a one diploid parent cell produces two daughter cells that are genetically and also they are diploid. In today's video, we're going to talk about how a parent cell, which is a diploid cell, will produce four daughter cells that will not be genetically identical and they will be haploid. So that is what I'm going to be discussing. Now you might want also to know that meiosis is also commonly known as reduction division because of this thing. So we started as a diploid and it produces the haploid cells, so meaning that the number of chromosomes are reducing, so hence the name reduction division. So this also division, we have got two types of this. So there's first meiosis and second meiosis, or which are called meiotic division. So we've got the first and the second meiotic division. So we'll start with the first meiotic division. Just like mitosis, meiosis also has got four stages, right? So we looked at the prophase. You remember that? We also looked at the metaphase. We also did talk about the anaphase. And the last phase was the telophase in mitosis. So similarly, in meiosis also we have these phases or division. But however, as I mentioned to say that meiosis happens in two meiotic division. Alright, so we've got what we call meiosis 1, hence I'll put this as meiosis 1. Alright, so we have, let it not sound like it's I. So we've got meiosis 1. Alright, so meiosis 1, so meaning that all of these stages now we're going to have, alright, prophase 1, metaphase 1, alright, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. So if you see prophase 1, just know that we're talking about meiosis 1. Alright, meiosis 1. So that is what we're going to talk about. In meiosis 1, our first stage is going to be prophase. Okay, so our first stage will be prophase 1. Okay, that's the one that I'm going to be explaining. Now, in the prophase, like the same prophase of mitosis is the same prophase of meiosis. However, we'll still repeat those kind of stages or maybe those kind of events that takes place. So in prophase 1, what is happening is that there will be the movement of the centrioles to the pores of the cell. So I'll begin by drawing a cell. Okay, so I'll begin by drawing a cell, something simple like this. So now we understand that in this cell, okay, we've got the nucleus, and this is the nuclear membrane, right? Then inside this nuclear membrane, I'll just represent some chromosomes. Okay, so I'll just present some chromosomes as the same way we did okay. So these are chromosomes inside, right? So now having these chromosomes inside, all right, we have the centrioles, right? Like we said that every cell, it has got the centrioles. Now these centrioles might be in any place, all right, that are holding this cell. Now these centrioles will make sure that they will move, all right, these centrioles, they'll make sure that they'll move to the pores of the cell. Then the third thing that is going to happen is that after the centrioles will move to the pores of the cell, then eventually the next thing that is going to happen is that we are going to have the spindle fibers forming from these centrioles. All right, so these are spindle fibers that are coming from these centrioles. You know, these are spindle fibers that are coming. So when these spindle fibers have been formed, the next thing that we're going to see is that we are going to witness or to see the nuclear membrane and the nucleolus to disappear. So what happens that this nuclear membrane is going to disappear, exposing the chromosome, right? So they will expose the chromosome. Now when these chromosomes now they are visible, meaning these chromosomes now will start going and also will start shortening. However, in meiosis there are certain terms that we have, such as homologous. All right, so we have homologous. So homologous, and we say we have homologous chromosomes. All right, homologous chromosome pairing. So that is what happened. So we are going to have homologous chromosomes pairing. So homologous chromosomes pairing, meaning that homo means same, all right? So homologous chromosomes. So those chromosomes that they are same in terms of length, they are going to start pairing up, all right? So when these chromosomes now they start pairing up, what is going to happen is that they are now, they'll start now sharing the genetic information, all right? So they'll start sharing the genetic information. Now when they pair up, so the pairing up, like I said, this is what is happening, all right? So let me take, so this is what happened. This is a chromosome, and this other chromosome also is gonna pair up, all right? So those that are similar in length, they're going to pair up. Yeah, so that is what is happening. So you have to know that each member of the pair comes from a different parent. That is what is happening. So when these chromosomes they pair up, then the next thing that is going to take place is the term that is called crossing over. Now, like I usually tell students, that this is the real crossover, yeah, in life, than any other crossover that we have. We know our crossover that we go for. However, let's focus on this topic. So crossing over is going to take place. So crossover, this is whereby the sister chromatides, we know, I'm sure we are able to remember to say this is a chromatide and this is another chromatide. So when there are two like that, we call them sister chromatides. So the chromatide, now what is going to happen first is that these chromatides of the homologous chromosomes, right, they will do what? They will cross over. So this process, so this happens during chromatide of homologous, and when the chromosomes also get to be entangled and also exchange pieces. So they get to entangle and they exchange the pieces. So what is happening is this, all right? So this chromosome, all right, will get entangled, right? Will cross over the other, like that, all right? You see? So now pay particular attention. So that is what it means, all right? Crossing over and or getting entangled, and they will share a piece of information from each other.